Business as usual.
Business as usual.
Hey everybody, it's Charlie. Time to get whelmed. Young Justice Season 3 is back. This is going to be my non-spoilery review of the first part of the season. Because there's a lot of confusion, I'll explain how to watch it, when episodes are dropping, and how many episodes are dropping. So they've already explained all the details. Don't worry, it's going to be awesome. It's the best it's ever been. There have been a lot of upgrades in the creative, the way they make the episodes, and the actual characters themselves within the story. So we'll do a new round of that DC streaming service giveaway. All you have to do to enter is be a subscriber and leave your favorite Young Justice moment on the video. So a couple years ago, they canceled the show after season 2 because the toys aren't selling, and that's how a lot of animated children's TV shows make their money. The way television shows make money is really complicated. Don't worry about it. It gets canceled by Cartoon Network, it's, traditional broadcast TV show. But what happens is all the episodes go to Netflix, people start binging it, a bunch of new people find it, and it develops a new audience. So because Warner Brothers and DC Comics wanted to develop this DC streaming service for DC-specific content, they decided, well, if people really love this and they're streaming it a lot, it would be a perfect fit for our new streaming service. Thus, Young Justice was resurrected as Season 3. There'll be 26 episodes total. They're breaking it into 2 halves, so the first half of the season is going to start airing on Friday, 3 episodes per week till they burn through the first half. Then the second half of the season, which will be a different story arc, will air later during the summer. If you were around for Titans, or if you tried to watch episodes of Titans, the way you watched that will be the same way that you watch Young Justice episodes. I think there are a lot of younger people that are just confused about the concept of the DC streaming service and how they're windowing content around the world. So what happens is if you want to watch Young Justice Season 3 episodes, the only way to watch that if you live inside the United States is if you get the DC streaming service. Those episodes will start dropping on Friday. If you live outside the United States, just like for Titans, you'll get episodes through Netflix. But I don't think that Netflix will start airing those episodes till way later this year. So like DC streaming service gets the episodes, they air all of them, then you get to watch them on Netflix. So if you want to watch them right away as they air, the only way to do that is pretty much through the DC streaming service. If you want episodes right away, my recommendation for you is just to try a VPN so that you can pay for the DC streaming service wherever you live. So you pay, you get all the episodes, you get all those extra comics, all that extra content right as it airs. That's probably the best way to get those episodes. Each of the episodes is about 24 minutes long. There's no commercials, so you're getting a little more content per an episode. The animation style is largely consistent with what you saw during Season 2, but they have polished everything a little bit more, so it does look a little bit nicer. The biggest changes are in the types of stories they tell because there aren't any broadcast standards, so the themes, the characters, everything is just a little more hardcore. They typically end episodes on a really WTF cliffhanger moment. Then while the credits play, there's usually like an extra little scene with a very somber lullaby song in a moment that kind of makes you cry a little bit, but also balances out those WTF cliffhangers that push you into the next episode. But like I said, they're airing 3 episodes per week, so it's not like you have to wait a long time to find out what happens in the next episode. The show itself has tried to evolve with its audience. So like if you were a little bit younger when you started watching Young Justice on Cartoon Network, you're older now, you're watching like Rick and Morty, more anime series, stuff that's a little more hardcore. The show has grown with you, so you'll appreciate the new tone, but it is not joyless. Like it's not ultra hardcore. There's still a lot of comedy, a lot of the relationships have evolved between the characters. I don't want to get into spoilers because this is supposed to be a non-spoilery video. But even though not a whole lot of time has passed within the universe since the end of Season 2, the dynamics between the characters has evolved quite a bit. But just to explain that, Season 1, actually I was incorrect in my previous video, I just misread the dates on some of the shows. So what happens is there's actually a big Easter egg for when Season 3 picks up. It starts July 4th, 2016, so you'll recognize that as an Easter egg for the very first episode. The pilot episode of Young Justice took place on Independence Day 2010, July 4th, 2010, so it's 6 years to the day when Season 3 picks up. But in the context of the Season 2 finale, when Vandal Savage is meeting with Darkseid in this Season 2 end credits scene, that's July 5th, 2016. So Season 3 actually picks up a day before they have that meeting. So that's important. I'll talk more about that when I do more spoilery Easter egg videos later this week after people have a chance to actually watch the episodes, so no worries. Because there are a lot of creative changes, the characters all get costume upgrades, and the dynamics of how the Justice League and the Young Justice characters operate within the universe, there is a prequel comic that's available for free on the DC streaming service that will explain what's happened during this kind of short time jump, because there are a couple of weeks that go by during the course of the first episode. I don't know if later in the series there's going to be some giant time jumps to catch the events of the show up to 2018, 2019. The creators haven't said anything about that, so for the most part, the first big chunk of the season takes place during 2016. Without getting into spoilers, I've talked a little bit about what the story is about how metahuman trafficking is a big thing, and it's all just a continuation of what's going on in this post-credit scene with Darkseid and Vandal Savage in the Light. So the Light is still the main villain. There's a ton of brand new characters. The roster is a little bit different in the first episode. They have a whole bunch of characters, but for the most part, the Young Justice team that you follow through the first couple of episodes is a little bit different than what you've seen before, but they do a good job of explaining why and what everybody else is actually doing. You've seen a lot of the trailers. Halo, Forager, Black Lightning is a really huge character the first couple of episodes. He's got a big costume change. It's also kind of funny because Aqualad is a big character in the first couple of episodes, and Kari Payton does the voice of both Aquaman and Black Lightning, and within the first couple of moments, they actually share a couple scenes together, so it's like the same actor talking to himself. So pay attention to that, because there are a lot of voice actors on the show that play multiple characters that appear in the same episode. Probably one of the best things I think about the first couple of episodes is the way they make it seem like business as usual, because, they even build that into the first little clip. I posted the opening scene a little while ago, and there's that line from Nightwing where he says, business as usual. The reason they included that was a sort of wink at the audience, like, hey, even though we got canceled a couple years ago and we're back, it's still business as usual, quote unquote. But within the context of the universe, it's also business as usual for all these characters. But so far after watching the episodes, it's my favorite season so far between season 1, 2, and 3. We'll see if that's still the same after they air the second half of the season later this year. We'll have to compare first half to second half, because like I've said in previous videos, they're dividing the episodes into two halves, and it's going to be like a big story arc for the first 13 episodes and a different story arc for the second 13 episodes, but it's all season 3. So they tee up a really big mystery in the first couple of episodes that they'll largely solve and deal with in the first half of the season, but in doing that, we'll uncover larger things at play with Vandal Savage, the Light, and Darkseid that they'll solve the second half of the season. Once you do have a chance to see the episodes, just let me know what you think of all the new stuff. A lot of you have been watching the trailers, you get a pretty good feel for what it's going to be like. Because of the weird way they're dropping episodes, I'll just look to you guys to let me know what kind of videos you want me to make for it. So no worries, just leave all your requests in the comments below. I know a lot of people are wondering about Wally West, one of the biggest fan theories out there. Is he ever coming back? They do address that during episode 1, so we can talk more about that when we get to more spoilery videos. Just be sure to check the episodes out when they drop on Friday. However it is that you watch Titans, wherever you live in the world, that is the same way that you will watch Young Justice Season 3 episodes. There was a brand new Flash trailer for episode 10. I'll do a video for that next. It should be up in a little while. Click here to rewatch the entire opening scene from Young Justice Season 3 episode 1, and click here for my brand new Punisher Season 2 teaser trailer. Thank you so much for watching. Everybody stay whelmed. I'll see you guys tonight.